God forbid a client wishes to terminate their services, which is what Justin Baldoni did before this shitstorm happened. God forbid they want to terminate their services. It only gets worse for them. This video is going to get no reach, but I refuse to be silenced, and I refuse. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have some breaking news. Stephanie Jones is adding a new lawyer to her team, and we are going to look at who that lawyer is, but let's refresh our minds on who, well, Stephanie Jones is. I do have a full video reading out articles about her, about how she's held clients hostage, how she's blackmailed clients, leaked stories about clients so that she could then fix the problem she caused. I have an incredible video for you guys. Check out the link in the show notes here so you can catch up on Stephanie Jones. We won't rehash all of that here. Make sure to watch that. However, let's just remind ourselves on who she is. Justin Baldoni, this is May 21st, 2025, when the news broke that everyone was waiting for, that Justin Baldoni would also sue Stephanie Jones. She was his former publicist, and he alleged she maliciously leaked text messages that sparked the legal battle with Blake Lively. Justin Baldoni and Jennifer Abel have filed a lawsuit against publicist Stephanie Jones in the latest in the It Ends With Us universe of lawsuits. Now, Jones represented Baldoni and his Wayfair Studios last summer when press reports first emerged of a rift between the director and Lively. Abel was Jones' partner at Joneswork PR and running point on the Baldoni account as speculation mounted about why Lively and some cast members had stopped following the director on Instagram. Remember, watch the other video because Stephanie is shady. There is a whole website I shared with you guys and read through of what she's done, how she's treated people, how she's treated clients. That website, a couple of days after I did that stream, was pulled down, but don't worry, it's back up anyway. So these people that have created, I don't know who's created it, but they are relentless. She pulls it down, they get it back up somewhere else. What happened next? It continues. The article in Variety is, this has become a matter of intrigue and resulted in a sprawling legal morass that has consumed Hollywood and sparked intense public interest. Quote, it's undeniable that Stephanie Jones initiated this catastrophic sequence of events by violating the most basic of privacy rights as well as any remaining trust her clients held, Baldoni's attorney, Brian Freeman, said in a statement to Variety. No stranger to stirring up crisis scenarios for departing clients, Miss Jones maliciously turned over communications from the phone she wrongfully took from her own partner to her cohort, Lively's personal publicist, Leslie Sloan, immediately after Jones was terminated for cause by Wayfair due to her own wrongful behavior. So that's why Jones was terminated. I'm imagining when they talk about the contract with Stephanie Jones was contracted or canceled due to wrongful behavior is they probably caught on to some of the stuff that was going on, to be quite honest, that she leaked stories, she caused problems for her clients so she can like clean up the mess and be the hero. She is a wild character. It continues, the latest lawsuit portrays Jones as growing increasingly paranoid and rattled by negative press about her in outlets like Puck and Business Insider, as well as a website. This is a website that has since been taken down, but it's back up. And the video, I read the entire website for you, that detailed her alleged treatment of employees and clients. One Puck column called Jones an erratic screamer and reported on a client exodus that included Dwayne Johnson and Lauren Sanchez. The complaint claims that Jones, who was relying on a psychic, then plotted a revenge campaign against client Baldoni and partner Abel as they both announced their plans to exit Jonesworth. This reminds me of the TikTok psychic case with the Brian Koberger criminal case. Let me know. Hi, are you trying to say hi to everyone? Hi, Tundra. He's saying hi. Let me know if you've heard of the TikTok psychic case. Emily D. Baker has covered it in detail. Do you want to come up? Okay, 1 second. And honestly, I would be interested to know who this psychic is that gave her this idea or initiated this revenge plot. I wonder if they'll be a part of Discovery. I mean, I am here for the psychic being called into Discovery. Do it, Brian Friedman. Do it. I'm here for it. Now, the legal document, this was just uploaded. This is a notice of appearance, and it lists all the lawsuits here. Oh, my goodness. And it says, please take notice that undersigned hereby appears as counsel for third-party defendant Jones, LLC. The undersigned respectfully requests the notice of electronic filing of all paper in the above captioned actions, as well as copies of all other documents that are required to be served or delivered to counsel, be transmitted to the address given below. I hereby certify that I'm admitted to and a member in good standing of the bar of this court. This is April 8th, 2025, New York, New York. This is Quinn Emanuel Erghart and Sullivan LLP with Maureen A. Shaw. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Now let's look at who Maureen is. I found Maureen's profile over on the law firm website. She specializes in high stakes litigation and complex legal disputes, often involving high profile cases and crisis situations. She also frequently acts as a strategic counselor on her clients' challenging and non public business or legal issues. And she's very adept at handling matters involving media exposure, public scrutiny, or reputational risk, both behind the scenes and when these issues spill out into the public view. She focuses her practice on business and commercial litigation, as well as arts, fashion, media, and entertainment matters. As a seasoned trial lawyer, she has represented clients as lead counsel in many state and federal trials and appellant courts, as well as in arbitration hearings. She's a founding co-chair of the firm's art litigation and disputes practice and co-chair of the firm's insurance practice. And then she has some recognitions that she's achieved. So it seems like, she's obviously very well versed in media and reputational risk, which I would say Stephanie Jones is undergoing. Maybe this lawyer is also going to be helping to finally squash that Stephanie Jones lies or Stephanie Jones is a liar website once and for all. I don't know. But though I give so much credit to the people that are running that website, because as soon as one thing goes down, they pop up somewhere else. They even had a Pinterest account at one time, an X account. They were everywhere. It was like Stephanie would whack them and it was whack-a-mole popping up somewhere else. And I just give so much credit to people, but it also shows how much Stephanie has damaged people and how she's treated people when someone is that relentless and making sure the information stays public. And I just want to give you a taste of this. It's popped up here, Intelligence Line. But again, I have the video that I did previously in the show notes for you. So you can click that, head on over. But I just want to give you a taste of what this woman does. Stephanie Jones is absolutely unhinged. And I cannot believe she can, maybe that's why she also has someone helping with reputational risk. How do you stay in the industry with this? Also goes to show it's who you know, right? Stephanie Jones takes clients hostage. Due to the condition of their work, publicists are allowed into the confidence of the world's most famous and powerful people. While some of the information shared by clients is good, some of it is bad. Most publicists do everything in their power to ensure the bad doesn't come to light. In fact, a basic PR principle isn't all press is good press. It's good press is good press. Once she learns the bad with Stephanie, it becomes her tool and weapon. The more baggage a client comes to with her, the better position Stephanie is to ensure they don't leave her unscathed. Stephanie is known to leak information about her clients to the press so that she can then save the day for them and inspire their gratitude. God forbid a client wishes to terminate their services, which is what Justin Baldoni did before this shitstorm happened. God forbid they want to terminate their services. It only gets worse for them. This is exactly what happened for Justin Baldoni. It continues, as soon as a client wishes to end a contract or expresses disconnect, negative stories begin, and Stephanie is the only person who can fix them. If a former client finds a new publicist, which is Jennifer Abel had left, I believe it was Jennifer Abel, had left Jones Work. She was the touch point for Baldoni within Jones Work, LLC, went with Justin. So now, not only has Justin and Wayfair had the audacity to leave her, but a previous employee of hers left her, and in her brain, probably thinking, you took my client, it's on. Because if a former client finds a new publicist, they're suddenly faced with a crisis. And who is the only person with historical knowledge of the client to fix things? Stephanie, who is only happy to offer her services once again and ensure a client can't leave and is punished when they do. So my question is, what happens to someone when they terminate their services with Stephanie Jones and one of her ex-employees who is also leaving stays with that person? I'm imagining not good things. I'm imagining she might be at the center of everything that's going on currently for Wayfair, Justin, Jennifer, Abel, and everyone else. And how does she get away with this? By utilizing close friendships with reporters. I've told you guys this over and over on the channel, right? I've said it matters who you know because you can get fluff pieces planted. You can get rid of bad articles. You can have it so a whole publication is on your side because they don't want to cross you. Who you know in terms of journalists matters. So she utilizes close friends with reporters like Chloe Malice, who works under the NBC and formerly CNN, and she uses the network's platform to do her bidding. Not benefiting her clients, benefiting Stephanie Jones. And it also says it certainly benefits Chloe, whose career has been bolstered by her affiliation and willingness to do the dirty work. Because of this, she has given access to Stephanie's A-list talent roster, sometimes playing both sides of a situation. This is something else we've talked about frequently on the channel in terms of media manipulation and narrative control, is when you have a reporter that's on your side, they get access to the A-list clients that are also a part of that agency. If you get cut off as a reporter, you don't just get cut off from, say, Blake and Ryan. You get cut off from everyone under that agency. And that's also why I say a lot of publications aren't going to want to cross WME, because if you cross WME, you don't just lose Blake and Ryan. You lose everyone that's under them. And that's a huge hit. So this is what has happened. There's continued leaks that affect clients' ability to do business as their news is never safe. And it says nothing for the emotional safety of the people who come into contact with her. She's known as an erratic screamer and was the correct phase, and that's the correct phase to describe her. She's emotionally turbulent and spares no one from her wrath. It's interesting because wrath has come up on the Blake Lively side multiple times. Anyone who disagrees with her opinion or suggestion is bullied until they no longer feel comfortable speaking, choose not to avoid confrontation, or simply ignore her. This bullying occurs publicly with assistants, account managers, agents, adjacent PR teams, anyone. Unfortunately, the behavior with clients and their teams isn't where it ends. When someone feels comfortable leaking secrets about her clients to further her agenda, you can imagine what she might feel comfortable doing to people that work directly for her. Right? This is telling a bit of a story about how we got here. Now, obviously, what was going on with Blake had started on the set long before. However, I think my feeling of the situation from what I've seen, Stephanie Jones played a major role in getting the balls rolling in terms of everything that's happened since the New York Times, the altered text messages, etc. I do wonder if Stephanie Jones had not got involved, if it ever would have blown up the way it was, or if it would have just stayed at these stories about how Justin wasn't with anyone and people unfollowed him. I think Stephanie gave the ignition to the whole situation, honestly. That's my view. It says, in what can only be described as a toxic environment, the lack of morality exists internally too and is in fact encouraged. This laughably well-known secret is maintained simply because people are afraid to speak their truth or share their experiences for fear of being sued or having their new jobs jeopardized, and for good reason. Similar to how she treats clients when they try to leave, Stephanie holds her employees in the same contempt. If she finds out where an employee is going when they quit, she's been known to call their new company and tell them they've made a mistake hiring them. She's served legal letters based on trumped up claims, resorting to threats, both personal and professional. She's attempted to blackball people from the industry. She speaks ill of everyone who left her company and openly to own anyone that will listen. And if you look at, there's Glassdoor reviews here, which are in the other video I made. I went through all of the Glassdoor reviews. Stephanie Jones is highly problematic, but the interesting thing is there's not much on her for Google, if you Google her. Now, I've done a ton of searches for Stephanie Jones, and there's really not much that comes up. The Business Insider one does, Who's Afraid of Stephanie Jones? And from what I've read and from what is on that Stephanie Jones Lies website, Stephanie actually saw that as a positive article about her. And there was a lot of feedback from people on the Stephanie Jones Lies website saying that they didn't agree with how this was framed in many ways, although they were happy that certain things came out. So, it's kind of could go either way based on your lens, the Variety article, but there's really nothing here other than the Business Insider. There is nothing that really stands out when this woman is accused of doing this to clients and employees both. You would think there'd be something on Google that you could read about her. You can't. There is not anything I can find. And now, in fact, the webpage I just shared with you guys, it used to be called StephanieJonesLies.com or StephanieJonesIsAliar.com. I'd have the link in the old video. It's now intelligenceline.com. How did I even find it? Now I'm wondering how I even found it. I must have had to look specifically for it because it's not there. So this goes to show if someone has that type of history and you're not seeing anything on them or about it on Google, people are afraid to speak out. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. People are just afraid to speak out. And when you look at Stephanie Jones, there is nothing on her on Google, which is wild to me. So it shows that stuff has been scrubbed. All right, my friends, after watching this, make sure to head over, watch the full other video where we go through the Business Insider article, as well as the full Stephanie Jones Lies article or website. It's an actual website. And let me know what you think. Do you think she's trying to hide something? What do you think she's doing with this new move with the new lawyer? This lawyer, if we just review again, media exposure, public scrutiny, reputational risk, behind the scenes as well. So behind the scenes typically means that's a lawyer that's going to send like a letter to have things taken down, i.e. maybe a Business Insider article. Oh, everyone takes screenshots. Or maybe this website again that keeps popping up over and over again. It just kills me. I just can't get over how this person just keeps popping it up. But now it's intelligenceline.com, not StephanieJonesIsAliar.com. Maybe this is someone that behind the scenes, right, sending those legal letters. This is something I've talked to clients about previously, is when things get hard to scrub or there's certain things you can't scrub, this is the kind of lawyer you tend to hire for it. But Maureen, I imagine is how you pronounce her name, Maaren, seems incredibly talented at her job. Likely a very good hire for Stephanie. I don't know if I agree that Stephanie deserves a good hire with everything she's done, but it'll be interesting. I would say keep an eye on Stephanie Jones news. Keep an eye on websites. Maybe take screenshots of stuff that you see pop up about her because things might start disappearing. All right, my friends, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. What I found, nobody wants to hear it.